Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We've got a little bit of arbitration news today, and it's time to talk about some starting pitching depth. That and more on this episode of Swing and a Drive.
Swing and a drive. Get up, Bar. He's done it again. A two-run shot in the first.
Hi guys, welcome back. As Logan said, we have a quick little bit of news before we get into our discussion of pitching. If you take anything from this video, please remember to like and subscribe and follow us along for the whole season. Smash those buttons, as Logan is pointing. So quick bit of news. We have Danny Jansen voiding arbitration at $5.2 million. Tim Meza, $3.59. Eric Swanson at $2.75. It's a pretty good number. Jordan Romano at $7.75 million. Genesis Cabrera, $1.5125 million. Santiago Espinal, $2.725 million. Dalton Varsho, $5.65 million. And Kevin Biggio, $4.21 million. All avoided arbitration today. Pretty good numbers. What do you think, Logan? Sounds pretty good to you?
I think most of those look pretty team friendly, to be honest. So
Yeah, I'm with you there.
maybe Romano's a little on the high end, but hey,
But
he puts asses in the seats because he's a fan favorite. So
he's a fan favorite. He's a high leverage guy, and for the most part, aside from a couple blips here and there, he's been pretty lights out. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I got nothing bad to say about Romano as a pitcher.
Let's get into pitching. We had a decent year last year. For all of the successes and failures that we had through the year and the failure in the playoffs, pitching wasn't our failure.
Pitching was not our problem. The one pitcher that sort of became a problem became the story, which I think is why we didn't talk about how good the Blue Jays pitching was last year enough. But yeah, pitching was not the problem last year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with that a take more. Actually, the whole story around Manoah and everything that was going on with him, kind of took the shine off of what was two very good bounce back seasons by Barrios and Kikuchi, as well as two just veteran solid seasons
like
by
Bassett just showing up to the AL East and having a great season.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was good for us.
Yeah, so those guys are lights out. I think that we should quickly run down their 2023, and then I want to talk a little bit about the fifth starter after that. So let's go through the 2023 starters quickly.
All right, so obviously Gausman, he accumulated 3.4 WAR last year with a 12-9 record and a 3.16 ERA. In 185 innings, he had a 1.178 WHIP, which, if everybody remembers, WHIP is walks plus hits per inning pitched. Kind of tracks how many base runners you're getting.
So a lower WHIP is a good number.
Lower WHIP, good number.
There we go. Okay. That's pretty good. And Kevin Gausman is
he was solid for us. 185 innings.
Gausman's here for through 2026. He's going to be a cornerstone for any success we have in the next few years.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Chris Bassett, same thing last year. Accumulated 2.5 WAR, 16-8, 3.6 ERA, 1.175 WHIP, which is almost identical to Gausman's. 200 innings pitched, which is a huge marker for pitchers, especially today. It's an intense game. It's an intense schedule, and for him to keep his health and pitch 200
hit the 200
innings,
inning mark, so that was awesome.
He pitched well enough to pitch 7-8 innings multiple times through the year. He had a bit of a shaky start, and I remember chatting with my dad about Bassett, and he was grumbling about the $23 million or whatever that we were paying him, $23 million batting practice guy, because he had one shaky start really early on, and it did not take my dad long to come around on Bassett once he started doing the Bassett stuff, and so that was really great. And he's here through 2025. So he's part of
Yeah.
any success we have the next couple of years, and I'm super pumped about that.
Yeah. And again, the projected stats on the fantasy sites all look just like 2023 stats. So
Yeah.
he's going to be good for another 200 innings, I'm sure. And
Yeah.
go out there and just like he knows that's his job is just to eat innings. And if he can throw 200 innings again for us and keep the bullpen fresh and keep the other
Exactly.
starters able to like have maybe a bad day now and again,
Yeah.
because they all have one, right? Everyone has one. So
Yeah.
like for him to be able to come out and just literally eat innings, even when he's losing, like when the team's losing, he knows he's like, whatever, we're down 3. I got to go out there till the 6th inning at least.
Yeah.
So I'm a Bassett fan. I like having Bassett on the team.
Oh yeah.
He's a good pitcher, and he's a pitcher, not a thrower. So
He's a
I
pitcher's
like that.
pitcher. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it's fun to watch a guy like that work.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Any of those really heady, intelligent pitchers. And, Jose Barrios.
Okay, Jose Barrios. We
give me
got
the numbers.
he accumulated 2.3 WAR in 11 and 12 record with a 3.65 ERA. He made every single start of his 32 starts, 189.2 innings out of that. He's a dog. He comes out he hasn't missed a start in years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if nothing else, that's what you have Barrios for. Is like he's going to be there, and he's going to be in the like 3s in ERA probably, and he's going to have a 1.186 WHIP, and he's just going to again eat innings like Bassett, but also like every time. So
Yeah.
awesome. Hopefully he has another solid year, the same as this year.
Well, and if you look at the balance of his
But
career,
again,
it
what do
was the one down year, the first year with the Jays, but
Yeah.
his whole career with the Twins and
Oh, yeah.
last year, he's an all-star level guy. So
I really want him to get a chance to start a playoff game in 2024
yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
because he deserves it because
Yeah.
of what happened. So
Couldn't agree with you more on that,
yeah,
John Schneider. Anyway.
Russ Atkins.
Yeah. And Jose Barrios is here through 2028.
Yeah,
Like he's a part of it for good or bad here coming up, whatever
Yeah.
we do. And
he's the guy.
he's competitive.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he wants to win, and so I think
Yeah.
I like that about it. I think that he's a
Yeah.
fighter, and
Oh,
I'm
he
excited
is.
to-
He's yeah. And when he throws like that too, like when he throws a little angry,
yeah,
he's better.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
yeah,
in control and angry.
in control and angry. Yes.
Kikuchi again.
Cooch.
Bounce back season in a big way. He had
He's a
a
dude.
couple of stints where he was almost untouchable for several games in a row. He ended up accumulating 1.8 WAR, 11 and 6 record, 3.86 ERA. Hit his starts, 167 innings, and 1.270 WHIP. So he really turned it around from last year, from the year before. Sorry, and I'm excited
Yeah.
to see if he can continue the positive trend. I think he will. Quite honestly, I think this is another year in the same spot. I think he's going to be more comfortable. For all of those reasons, I think that he could be looking good this year.
Like, so, Pitching Ninja did his like awards for the end of the season, right?
Okay, yeah.
And Kikuchi won happiest K Strut, which all his little like pumps and spins and all the stuff that he does when he gets a K, and I love it. I think it's the best award that he could possibly get, and those are when he was pitching the best. When those days when he was happy and like having fun and being out there, just he was dealing.
Yeah.
So I hope we get that Kikuchi back too. Like no pressure. There's no pressure on the guy now. Like he's done it. We don't expect him to be an ace. He's the number 4 starter. There's no question.
Yeah.
And just go out there and be a guy. Be the guy.
Yeah. Be
that
your
you were
guy.
last year.
Yeah.
And no complaints.
So now, fifth
So
starter.
now comes the
We're
discussion.
we're feeling like very uncertain. I think both you and we talked about this quite a
Well,
bit before this, and it could either go like Manoah could come back and be a 2022 Manoah level guy, or even just a serviceable fifth level starter. Even that. Remember
I
last year we
think
were having this discussion
right in the
about Kikuchi.
middle, like
Remember this discussion about Kikuchi and Barrios, and like Kikuchi specifically saying,
yeah.
he could come in and throw horribly at the start of the year and like have no job like right away. But then he
I mean,
went well.
honestly, I think there's no way Manoah doesn't bounce back.
It was
Like
pretty bad.
there's
Yeah,
there's no way he can be as bad as he was in 2023.
yeah, I would tend to
Um,
agree.
right? Like, because if he is, he just doesn't play baseball anymore. Like,
Yeah,
no one will take him. He'll just go live out his time in the minors until the Jays contract with him is done, and then they release him, and then whatever, right? So he he will bounce back. I mean, he's looking good. He's definitely looking more fit than he has in the past. Um, I think he's going to have a good bounce back season. I think he's got to get his mind right, and I think hopefully he has. Um, so right now, he's definitely the leader in the discussion for the number 5 position
I think he's a pretty heavy leader right now.
by a long shot, right? Like,
Yeah,
and I think like, well, I mean, pretty sure Ross Atkins even said that. Like, he's definitely
yeah,
the highest chances of being the like opening, like the first fifth starter,
yes,
right?
yeah,
Um, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be him
yeah.
on the first go around anyway. I think they're going to give him the chance. He's probably deserves it, like give him a chance
I'd
and
give him.
see what
I'd give him a few. Give
happens.
him a few goes
Yeah, he'll
early
get
in
a
the
few
year. Like,
starts.
yeah, and if he and
Um,
especially if it goes
but I
bad,
like the leash will be short, right? Like
it'll be
it's
short. But
not going to be
if it goes bad early, if it goes bad in like the first start or the second start, whatever, to keep the like panic level from going crazy and all that,
hmm.
I think they do. I don't want to say like have a little bit of a softer touch with the guy. I like don't I
Yeah, well, I hope they change their approach with him for sure. Like
yeah
clearly it didn't work last year. Um,
yeah. He
but
had stuff. I still think he had off field personal life
well, it kind of came
stuff
out
happening.
throughout the off season here that he might have had an injury that we weren't even talking about. Like that's why the mechanical issues were the way they were.
Oh,
So I
I've
think,
missed it. I've missed this altogether.
yeah, I don't know what, like, if there's like truth to that or not, but like there has been some discussion out there that he was injured. That's why he didn't actually report ever. It's not because he was being
Oh,
insubordinate. It's because
oh,
he couldn't play or shouldn't play, felt that like, like if I'm going to be in AAA, then I might as well be rehabbing or whatever. So
okay,
there's that is out there, that
okay,
story.
yeah,
I want to believe it.
yeah. Let's just hope
So
that that's the case exactly.
right.
Yeah,
So I think he's got a strong case for being the fifth starter. Um, and I mean, like you said, like the first go around for sure, it's going to be him,
yeah,
right? Barring some sort of like complete spring training meltdown,
yes,
um, it'll be him.
yeah, yeah. I completely agree. I think that they'll give him a good go,
Yeah.
but um,
And then,
if things
yeah.
are not going
Yeah.
super
So then the
well,
question becomes, who is after that?
who's nipping at his heels? Do the Jays trade for a starter level arm, or do we find the depth internally?
Honestly, I think we gotta go get it. If it's not going to be Manoah, we got to go get it. I don't personally believe we have a minor league arm that's ready to be a major league starter.
So you are not a Tiedemann believer yet.
I just haven't seen him enough. Like I see the numbers and stuff in AAA, and they're good and whatever, but I haven't like seen him enough pitching. So I have no legitimate like I don't know I don't have a legitimate opinion as to like whether he is ready to go or not.
I mean, basis for having hype, yeah. Like, I mean, that's very controlled of you, Logan. That's in this social media world that we live in. To
Look, the my cynical view of it is that the Blue Jays have hyped up so many pitchers over my 35-year fandom that turned out to be absolute garbage.
yeah,
So I don't think that the Blue Jays have the best pitching scouting. I think we've got a very good major league pitching coach. And
yes.
below that, I don't think the pitching situation is very good.
I agree with you in a lot of, like, if you look at some organizations like the Cardinals or even the Rays, or where they find pitchers and the guys come up and perform all the time. It's like a thing that they do. So
Always.
the
Like,
Houston Astros are often considered to be like a career resuscitation location. So guys will go there and
yeah,
start playing really
just
well.
right.
So
Well,
it's
and like when the Jays bring in guy, like look at we've had if you go back over the last 3 seasons, we've had 3 guys in the top 3 of Cy Young voting. One of them won.
oh yeah,
Robbie Ray had a really not very good season before he came to the Jays.
yep,
Had a great season.
yep.
Like Gosman came in here, took 2 seasons, but man, he got on track. Like he was good before. I think he's the best he's ever been as
I
a
mean,
Blue Jay.
I'd say he's one of the top 10 pitchers in baseball. What about you, Logan?
You're triggering it here, James. You're triggering it. Yeah, MLB in their top 10 list, they can just you know where they can put them, in my
MLB,
opinion.
MLB. Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
Third in AL Cy
tell
Young,
me
and he doesn't
Blake
even make a
Snell is
top 10
better than
list.
Gosman. Yeah, like, tell me that is a true thing for real.
If it
My
was a
God,
true thing, he wouldn't still be a free agent. He would be signed by a team that needs pitching because there are many.
exactly. Yeah, people would be clamoring to sign Gosman.
I think I was sort of laughing to myself a minute ago because I think the Blue Jays need to do what the Angels did last year and literally take a pitcher in every single round of the draft.
Right?
Nothing but pitchers.
Well,
Just
you
for
got
the
a lot
next
of
3 years.
you got a lot of young position players that can fill out the ranks for a while. So, like, why
The
not?
number of like middle infielders that the Jays have in the minor
Yeah,
league system is absurd. But that's just kind of the way baseball is. I think
yeah,
all teams have that,
yeah.
right? Like, cause that's the position that you're trying to find guys for. Shortstop. That's the position, right? Like,
Premier positions. Yep.
so I don't know. I'm happy to take like the decent shortstops or whatever that we've got and maybe trade a few for some pitching or,
We need to
you
do
know,
something. Yep.
one of the 20 shortstop
Yep.
in the minor leagues. So I think we got to do that. I think trade is the way
Trade is
to
the
build
way.
depth because the problem is, so we say Manoah is number 5. That's great. We got 5 guys. Then we have maybe 3 guys that could potentially start some major league games.
And like they're all young.
They're all young. None of them have any major league experience.
So you're saying Tiedemann is one of those guys.
Tiedemann is one of those guys.
Okay. The other
He
guys,
he does have a couple. Yes, the other guys are
Yosver, Zulueta, and we saw him last year at
Zulueta.
spring training.
We
Uh,
did.
he's got
Lots
a
of
lot of,
upside for sure.
yeah. He's, what I've heard about him so far from other media sources is that he's a lot of upside. He throws hard. He's coming up. I think he's going to get a really good look at spring training. Um,
I think if we need to, he'll definitely get a chance
yeah.
in season.
Oh yeah. I think there's a good chance that we'll
Right? Like
see
if
him
someone
in
goes
season.
down for an
Yeah.
extended time,
Yeah.
we'll see him.
Yeah. He'll spot start for sure, and then and I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, like we'll see how if he can come up and
Well,
stick. I don't think he's going to come up and stick this year, but I think that he's going to
no,
show
I
up.
don't either. I don't either. Unless he like does a Manoah or something, right? And just like is a stud for the first season.
Right. Yeah. Then
Um,
it'll be hard to say no. And
yeah.
then yeah.
So So Zulueta, lots of upside. There's nothing really bad to say about him. He's just not major league ready yet, right? Like
Yeah.
he's not a guy you can rely on every fifth day to take the ball and go 5 innings or
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. I don't think we know enough about him yet, and I
Because we
think
don't
that
know
that's
anything,
the
right? Like,
yeah.
and I don't know that we can't rely on him. I'm just saying we don't know if we can.
So I have a dark horse for us. Because the third guy, like
Yeah,
we're stretching
your
it to
guy.
say third
We're
guy,
stretching it
right?
to
We're
get him in
stretching
here.
it
Yeah, but I think it's worth
internally,
talking about. I think
internally.
he's worth
So
talking about.
part of it for me is the Teo Hernandez trade, um, because a bunch of people were not too pleased with the return. I think Swanson was the main piece and was awesome. He's been awesome for us in return, but Adam Macko was the other player in that trade that we got, and he's a starting pitcher. He's 23 years old. Um, and for me, his story is the interesting thing. I just think that so he was born in Slovakia, started baseball in Ireland while his parents were working on getting them to Canada. Came to Canada and played in Vauxhall in Alberta, where we're both from originally. And I
Know
just think
two
it's a
other boys
cool
play ball there.
I think it's just a cool story. They have a great program in Vauxhall, and clearly he's one of their crowning achievements. And I haven't seen him pitch a ton, but he's been making his way through these leagues quite rapidly, and he's listed on the
Hmm.
40 man for this year. I think that he's going to get a big look in spring training, and they're going to have to consider him. Maybe like mid-year this year if somebody comes needs replacing and he's just the option. But I think by next year for sure he's gonna be in the mix.
Well, he's a pretty big lefty. Like, well, not that big, I guess, in comparison these days, but like 6 foot lefty. So if he can be crafty and maybe have like a high 80s, low 90s fastball, I don't really know what he's got. But
I don't know
he could
what
he
he's
could be
bringing.
effective. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking into him a lot more closely here
yeah,
in
we'll
the
try
near
and follow him a
future.
little closer this year
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
since he's on the rise for sure.
So given that, that's a pretty big stretch internally. So I think you're probably right. The best option if we want to win this year, if we're like we want to win this year, we need to have a Hyunjin Ryu. Maybe not that good of a pitcher because that was pretty lucky for us to have him in reserve when things didn't go well for Manoah.
I think we need to bring in somebody like I don't know, Jordan Montgomery,
Oh, yeah,
or
yeah, that would be a great one.
and have like we don't need to bring in a number 5 starter. Let's bring in a number 2 or a number 3 guy,
I
right?
mean, you
Like
could, yeah, if you're
knock
gonna
everybody
trade for
down a
him,
peg. Like that's whatever. And then you have Kikuchi as your number 5 guy. Okay with me.
yep, yep.
So I think free agent. We need a free agent pitcher. I haven't really thought that until we started diving into this for this episode, but I think we need a free agent pitcher pretty bad. I would be super pumped to go out and get uh, another like mid starter or
Yeah,
like top starter, right? Like that to me is a commitment. If we're not going to go get a hitter and we go get a starter like that, that's a commitment to winning for sure.
sure. Yeah,
Because
sign
like
for a few extra years, something like that, not just this
yeah,
year.
and right now I'm honestly like I'm concerned with the starting pitching depth.
Depth wise,
Yeah.
like we just ran through a very good rotation. We have a very good
Yes.
rotation.
Yes.
But depth-wise, if anything goes wrong, and we
If
got very,
anything-
very lucky with health last year, like,
Yeah.
so if
Well,
anything
it's
goes
like
wrong,
the other thing is like we got a good rotation, but they're all 30 plus, right? They're all, like, or is
Barrios
like
might not be.
Barrios is 29. You're right.
Yeah.
Barrios is 29. But I think free agency is our answer to filling the rotation.
So far, we're striking out on free agency, so we will see how that goes for the next month. The
For
Blue
sure.
Jays are almost fully rostered. They have almost all their guys signed that are not AAA guys. We're committed to $124.5 million payroll right now. We have some room to pay some people. We have some room. We can do
There's
it.
money, and there's money to obviously. So, like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Why are we not doing anything? Why is Ross Atkins sitting on his hands? Let's go.
Because he's a master negotiator.
Master negotiators.
Am I triggering you? Sorry. Just poking the bear.
That's a clown question, bro. It's a clown
That's a
question.
clown question. Yeah.
To quote Bryce Harper, that's a clown question.
I think that's all we got for right now.
All right, guys.
As soon as something comes down the pipeline, we will be sure to let you know, and we will be reacting. And until that happens,
don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to do that. And
Be safe out there in the winter, Canadians. It's
Yes.
nasty right now.
Yes. And we will talk to you again very soon. Okay. Take care, guys.
Bye.